Hey guys, and welcome to Transform Your Business Thursday. I'm Nikki Ganjemi, and I'm super excited to be here with you all today. I'm going to be talking about two things to leave behind in 2019. How many of you are excited to be entering this new decade, 2020? It's like I'm hearing all the buzz about it, and already people are beginning to talk about what their goals are, what they want to achieve, and that's all well and good. But there's something that I want to propose to you, and that's what I want to talk about today. So, the two things you need to leave behind in 2019 so that you set yourself up for success in 2020. And I would love it if you would, if you're on the live, say hi. If you want to start taking a guess, what do you think? What do you think is at least one thing that you would benefit you to leave behind and not take with you into this new year that we're about to enter? It's already the end of December. I can't believe how quickly things have, it's just time has flown by. So for me, I know this was kind of like a new year. My new year kind of started in September because I had been teaching for almost 15 years and I resigned from my job in June. So summer was normal, but then come September when it was back to school, and that was what I knew for, like I said, the last 15 Septembers. This was like my new year, September 2019, and I can't believe that 3 months has gone by. Like, I'm still in disbelief, like, how did this happen? It comes so fast. So, let's acknowledge all of our wins and our successes that we've had in this year, and these two things that I'm going to be talking about so that we can go into 2020 and set ourselves up for success. So for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Nikki Ganjemi, and I help online coaches shift their identity to thriving entrepreneurs so they can make more money and success doing what they love. More money and impact. See, I'm talking about success. I've got success on my mind. So what is it that you want? I can't see who's on the live. If you're on the live, interact with me. If you are watching this on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, share it if you feel so inspired. But what is it that you want to have happen in 2020? Do you want to start your business? Do you want to grow your business? Maybe you just want to get your website up and running. Maybe you want to figure out what is your company name going to be. Maybe you want to get a trademark. Maybe you want to, get high-end clients, or even just get your first client. I don't know what you want, but you've got to tell me, what is it that you want? But before we even focus on that, the thing that is important to do, well, two things. We want to acknowledge how far you've come already, right? What wins and successes have you had? And be sure not to discount the small things. I know it's really easy to overlook little wins that you might have had. And I can't even think of an example. Maybe you started a Facebook group. Maybe you chose a name for your business. Maybe you researched some different platforms for building your website. These are really little small steps that can easily be overlooked, but it's a step, right? It's a step, no matter how small, in the direction that you want to go. And when you give yourself just a couple of seconds to acknowledge that, give yourself a little pat on the back, you kind of feel a little more motivated to keep going and to move forward. So that's one thing that's really important, is as you think back on 2019, what are you proud of? What have you accomplished? It could be a big thing. Like for me, resigning from a 15-year career in teaching, that's a big thing. It's certainly something that I need to celebrate more, because it's like, as humans, I feel like, we achieve something that we want to do, and then we're like, on to the next, what's the next thing that I want? And we don't take that time to really say, wow, you done good, kid, right? But even those small things, so take time to just kind of reflect on your year. And the other thing is, we don't want to just go right into planning, what it is that is next. One thing you want to do is you want to also acknowledge any disappointments that you've had or any setbacks. Was there something that you set out to do and you just didn't do it, for whatever reason? That's one thing we want to leave behind. One thing you want to leave behind in 2019 are those disappointments. That's huge. We certainly don't want to take, all of that with us into the next year, because it's heavy, right? It doesn't feel good. So I have a little prop today for you guys. I know I do this sometimes because this is what I like to do. But, it's the holidays, right? And we're giving presents, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever holiday you celebrate. This is the time of year people talk about for giving, although we can give all year round, right? But imagine having a box, you've got this like present, right? And right now it's light. It's easy for me to carry, because it's empty. It's like clean slate. And wouldn't it be nice to enter the new year with a clean slate without carrying all, like I said, those disappointments and setbacks from 2019? But, what if I were to fill this with rocks, which would make this weighted down, So this could be, I don't know, what's one of your disappointments, or maybe something that, you wish you could have accomplished this year that you didn't. Maybe you wanted to build your website, and let's say you didn't get that done. So that's a little bit of a setback. It's a little bit of a disappointment. So I'm going to put it in my box, right? Let's say that you wanted to get a new client, and you didn't, and you see that as a fail. I mean, possibly it's not a fail. I don't really believe in failing, but just say in your mind you see it as that. Well, that's a little bit of a disappointment. So that's another rock, in your box or your bag. Maybe you're a gift bag kind of person. But just, going on, like, oh, I wanted to be able to leave my job this year and I wasn't able to. That's a disappointment. Now I got to wait a whole nother year. It's like adding it to your box. Anything, it could be, I wanted to drop 10 pounds this year and I didn't, and I worked so hard and it just didn't happen. I couldn't shed the weight. It's a disappointment. This is not just with your business, you guys. There's a ripple effect, and it affects all areas of your life. And it could be anything. We could go on, or we could stop, or you could share and you can let me know, so I don't just have to, guess what it is your disappointments might be. Maybe you wanted to build your email list, and it just didn't happen. So it's a disappointment. But what happens is, when we just kind of push these things aside and chalk it up to, oh, well, didn't happen for me, maybe next year, we're still carrying them. They're still in our box or in our bag, and we're still carrying the weight. And when we bring that with us into the new year, or even into the, the next day, the next month, whatever, that's just added weight that you don't need, that gets exhausting after a while. I could easily hold this box for the rest of my time that I'm on this live with you, for the next 10 minutes, and it would be fine. But what if I were to just keep holding this for the rest of today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next? Eventually my arm would start to get tired, my shoulder, my wrist, it would tire out. So we want to start trying to clean up these disappointments or these setbacks. We want to release them and make peace with them. Hi, Lawrence, happy to see you here. I'm talking about disappointments, and and acknowledging any disappointments or setbacks from this year in 2019 so we can let go. How nice would it be to put down the box, to put down the bag, right? Whatever it is that you're carrying, and just to let it go. You know, number one, it's just relief, right? It's just relief. Yes, that's a project for me. It's a project for all of us, I think, because it's something that we know when we're reminded of it, but then it's easy to forget and we don't think of these things. But it feels good to put it down, right? And to let it go. But a second thing is that you make space for what you do want to come to you, right? It's like you open yourself up for that to come to you, whatever the opportunity is, whatever the thing is, the right person, the right situation, the right circumstance. So that's another benefit to taking a little bit of time to do this inner work. It's so important. And then a third benefit is that you will have a thought or an idea that you otherwise would not have had when you were just kind of in the back of your mind focused and carrying all of these disappointments, these should-haves and could-haves and would-haves, and and it's not something to get over, despite what a lot of us have been taught, to just get over it. No, we don't get over it, because we just carry it with us. We just drag it with us into what we're doing next. When it gets in our way, this is why we end up just taking a few steps forward and then, a couple back. This is why we spin our wheels. This is why we effort and we put out so much hard work, and then we end up standing in pretty much the same place. So do yourself a favor. And I know we want to move right on to the next thing, like what can I do to move forward in my business? What goal can I set? What's the money goal? What's the how many clients do I want? Yeah, and I'm a proponent of that, yes. But also it's also taking the time to do this work so that you can, like I said, you can let go. You can release, you could breathe a little easier, and you'd be surprised that all of a sudden you'll have an idea for something to do that moves the needle forward in your business. And that idea didn't come to you before. There was just no room for it. It's kind of like creating a void in a vacuum. It's like creating a space for yourself. So this is really important stuff to do, but you'll find that this will help you keep going longer when it comes to meeting your goals. I think, and I don't know because I haven't looked up the exact number in a couple of months, but it's like only 8% of people achieve their goals. Why is it only 8%? I think we could do a lot better than that. And maybe, just maybe, the answer is that first we've got to acknowledge how far we've come, give ourselves some credit for all that we have accomplished, for all that we have achieved, not only the big, but also the small. And then also, we need to make peace with any disappointment. Again, it doesn't matter how small. It doesn't matter because it still takes up space, right? So making peace with any of those disappointments and any of those setbacks. And then you can move forward with a clear and open mind, instead of just kind of seeing through this little lens like this. Meanwhile, there's an opportunity right over here for you. It could be your perfect customer, your ideal client, the person that wants to buy your program or your course, or the person who's going to help you get to the next level in your business. And that person is right there and you just can't see it, because your view is just so limited. So when we go through this exercise of making peace with the disappointment, making peace with the setback, all of a sudden you've got this wide view. Your perspective just opens up, and so it's really cool. And if you've experienced this for yourself, please let me know. I would love to know, because it's exciting when it happens, and it just kind of motivates you to want to do it. So what we're going to do, because I want to help you through this, on New Year's Eve, so that is coming up in less than 2 weeks, on New Year's Eve morning, I'm going to have I'm going to host a little Zoom meeting, and I'm inviting you to it. Stay tuned. There's going to be a link for you to sign up for this, but it's going to be free. And we're going to meet in the Zoom room on New Year's Eve morning, and I'm going to take you through a peace process that's going to help you to do just this. We want to acknowledge the wins that you've had, the progress that you have made in your business, and then also what are the setbacks and the disappointments that you had, and how can we make peace with those? And then we're going to end with a beautiful guided meditation that I'm going to take you through, that's just going to help you kind of energetically take this walk through your year, and so we can close it out and we can begin 2020 with a clean slate. Lawrence, I will be traveling back from Montreal, but will attend. Yay! What time? So I'm going to do it at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So not sure of the time zone there, but it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, I'm going to also, there'll be a replay. So if you miss it, you can watch the replay. I suggest you attend live, because then you're going to get to interact with me. And this is not a webinar, so you're going to have the option to show your beautiful face to me. You're going to be able to turn on your camera so I can see you. If not, if you're shy, that's okay. You don't have to turn your camera on. And you're also going to be able to talk and unmute yourself and interact with me. So definitely, no, I will not be available. So there is a time difference, and that's fine, Lauren, so you can get the replay. But this is gonna be a great opportunity, a great chance for you to be with me, get a little coaching. Thanks so much for this. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited about this. And I thought, what a great day to do this. New Year's Eve in the morning, before all the parties and fun and everything start, and it really just kind of set you up for success. So I will stay tuned, like I said, for the link. I'm going to post the link so you can get on the list for this and sign up. It's going to be a big game changer, you guys. It's going to be really good. So if you're excited, I know Lawrence is. Anybody else excited, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, a like, something, so I know that you're interested. And stay tuned for more. And remember, make peace with those disappointments and setbacks. Create space for what you want. You can have anything that you want that is for your best interest, right? It's right there. It's almost like there's this door in front of you, right? And everything that you want is on the other side of the door. It's right there. But can you allow yourself to have it? Do you believe that you can have it? And once you do, once you believe you can have what you want, once you can see it, it's right there for you to have. So we're gonna help set you up with that on this New Year's Eve peace process and meditation. So looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a fabulous rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the weekend, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now.